So guys, after reading Batman Year One, I kept getting recommended to read Batman the Man Who Laughed. I know that this story, from what you guys are saying, is Batman's first encounter with the Joker, which is a very cool. Honestly, it sounds like the perfect follow-up to Batman Year One, considering the fact that, you know, at the end of that, you have Commissioner Gordon talking about how there's a new guy in town calling himself the Joker. So this seems like such a great follow-up to that if it's his first encounter. So let's get right into it, man. I'm psyched. Alright guys, I just got done reading Batman the Man Who Laughs, and wow. Dude, this is a 10 out of 10 comic. I mean, I had no issues with this at all. I sat down and read this thing all the way through like no problem. It's incredible. The pacing is so good. This really does feel like a natural continuation of Batman Year One. It's insane. Like, it's not officially, but it does feel like it. It flows very well into one another. Like, Batman Year One ends with Commissioner Gordon discussing how there's this new guy in town named Joker who's causing all these issues. And then this story starts off immediately with Commissioner Gordon on a crime scene that eventually is led to the Joker. With that being said, the way they introduce the Joker in this story is so chilling and so good. I like literally had chills reading it because they show this newswoman who is discussing the history of Arkham Asylum and stuff like that, and during this she coughs, and then after she coughs she turns her head back to the viewer and she has this devilish Joker-esque look on her face. It is so hard to look at. She falls over and then behind her is the silhouette of the Joker emerging, and when you turn the page it shows the Joker aiming a pistol at you, the reader, and it looks like the pistol is coming right out of the page and he is threatening you directly. It is so chilling, but so fantastic. I loved everything about the Joker in this story. He's funny, he is diabolical, unpredictable, the way the Joker should be. And the way he is drawn in this story as well, he has this sharp look to his face and just he's got this devilish kind of look to him. It's truly horrifying to look at. On a side note, it's really funny. I always read the Joker now in Mark Hamill's voice. The same thing with Kevin Conroy and Batman. Like, that's how I hear them in the story. It's really funny. No, man, it's incredible how they handle the Joker, though. I love that you get to learn about his backstory as well. Like, and I know nothing about this. Like, I always just kind of knew that Joker was Batman's, mortal enemy. He's his, arch villain. That's the Joker, And in this story, you find out that he actually went under the persona of the Red Hood, and I didn't know that either. Like, the Red Hood, to me, I always thought that the Red Hood was, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but, like, wasn't the Red Hood supposed to be, like, Robin or something like that? I thought Robin became Red Hood or something like that, and I find that very cool. Like, I just didn't see it coming. Let me know in the comments below if that's kind of like the official thing with the Joker, if he was the Red Hood originally. I didn't know that, but very cool nonetheless. And basically he goes under the persona of Red Hood, and he's doing this heist at this chemical factory and chased by Batman, and eventually he falls into this vat of acid that causes him to have the white skin, the green hair. Everything we know about the Joker is because he fell into this vat of acid, and that's a very cool thing to add to the story of the Joker, because I always perceived him as just like he was just some crazy guy from Arkham Asylum that hates Batman. That's how I always viewed him on the outside looking in, So very cool. I'm so happy I got to kind of have an origin story for Joker. You get to see Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is like used in the sense of like he goes undercover, but like not as Batman sometimes. He actually goes undercover as just like normal people. You see him put on a mustache and a wig, and he goes undercover as this reporter at this chemical plant where, the Joker was unfortunately created, and he gets the inside scoop and stuff like that, and you kind of get to see him do that. And then one of my favorite moments in the comic is when he leaves a note for Commissioner Gordon as Batman, and Commissioner Gordon finds it on his desk, and he goes outside, kind of thinking like, how the hell did the Batman get into my office without anybody noticing, And so he goes outside and asks his colleague, like, hey, like, was anybody in my office? And his colleague goes, no, nobody was there besides the janitor. And if you go a few panels back, when he's coming out of his office, you see a janitor go walking by him, but it's actually Bruce Wayne in disguise. And I love that, man. It's little things like that that really add to the story and the character of Bruce Wayne in general, because it shows you that, like, he doesn't need to have the Batman persona to get things done, and that's so cool. And it shows too that, like, He's smart, strategic, and he's always 3 steps ahead of the people around him, and I love that. It showcases that so well. Now, another thing it really shows as well is later in the story, you actually see Bruce make a sacrifice. And what I mean by that is the Joker in the story, he goes around and picks high-profile targets throughout Gotham and tells them they're going to be dead at midnight on live TV, which is insane. One of the targets is Bruce Wayne. And so with this, Bruce Wayne ends up getting locked down in Wayne Manor. He's surrounded by all these police and guards. And he's wondering, like, how am I going to go out as Batman if I'm surrounded by all these people? And so what I mean by sacrifice is he ends up injecting himself with this Joker serum that the Joker's been distributing to his victims. He injects himself with it and turns around and has that Joker face again. It gives you chills. What this does, he basically ends up sacrificing himself. I think he ends up like faking his death essentially to be able to go out as Batman. And what this shows me as a new reader of Batman is this shows me that Bruce Wayne is willing to go to any lengths to go and protect the people of Gotham City. It shows that he will do anything to protect the people that he loves and even go to the brink of death. And it is incredible. It was just so shocking to see. I did not see it coming. Like, I thought he was just gonna, like, you know, maybe hit a secret button inside of, you know, Wayne Manor and just go behind some secret wall or some shit, you know? But, like, no, this was, like, insane. I did not see it coming. The story ties up very nicely. It obviously leads to a final confrontation between the Batman and Joker. And during this confrontation on a rooftop, it actually looks like Batman's about to be finished off by the Joker, and the Joker ends up taking his final swing at Batman, and Batman grabs his arm and he ends up hanging him over on the side of a building. Like, he's literally about to, like, drop him, and he has a choice to make. And you see this inner monologue with Batman talking about, am I somebody who kills or not? And this is the choice he has to make. And ultimately, as we all know, the Batman does not kill, so he pulls the Joker up and spares him. And it's such a powerful moment, though, because it shows the differences between the two characters. Like, they're both cut from the same cloth in a way. They're both products of Gotham City. But Batman doesn't cross that line that Joker does, and that's the biggest difference between them, because the Batman knows if he kills, he becomes the Joker, essentially. Everything about this comic was just a 10 out of 10, guys. I actually did end up getting to this section of the story called Made of Wood. It was part of the comic that I was reading. I feel like it might have been like kind of like a bonus comic kind of thing. You guys let me know. I don't think it had anything to do with the story of The Man Who Laughs. Nonetheless, it was a fantastic story as well. Let me know if you want me to make a video on that section of the story. Let me know. Very good story, but no, The Man Who Laughs, though, 10 out of 10. Fantastic. I can't recommend it enough to anybody who's never read it before. Let me know below what you thought of The Man Who Laughs. Let me know what comics to read next. I'm actually in the process of reading The Long Halloween. I will probably end up dropping that video around Halloween. It seems fitting. But in the meantime, recommend me some more comics, whether it's Batman, Superman, whatever. I want to read them. I want to review them. Let me know. And if you are new to the channel, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button along with the notification bell to stay updated on when new content like this drops. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.